Here's something I don't use very often. I've got the 60-inch mid-mount grader blade mounted on the X748 here. I did a video of this several years ago, I think right after we moved into this house, probably 4 or 5 years ago now, probably a little over 4 years ago. I bought this grader blade back in late 2013, early 2014. This was an attachment Deere made for the X series, so the X4, 5, and 7 series, basically from 2002 forward. There have been several people that have modified them to fit a 420, 430, which you can do. I'm sure you could also heavily modify them to fit other machines as well. From what I remember, the 420, 430 modification does not require a lot of effort, whereas say if you want to put it on like a 455 or something, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. But don't quote me on all of that. So basically how this hooks up, and I don't think it would hook up to the newer X series all that well, but you've got basically off of your click and go brackets in the back, you have the arms that hang back here. That basically provides a back support. And then you use the mower deck lift arms to lift up and down. It is hydraulically, it has no hydraulic downforce, but it does hydraulically angle, and that is just connected into the cylinder outlets over here. And so much like your deck lift, your top lever lifts it up and down, and then the lower lever, is the one that angles it from side to side. I've only used this a couple times. I just got to the point where we had some snow about a month ago and kind of rutted up the driveway really bad because it got pretty warm, got up into the 50s right after it snowed, and left a lot of ruts in the driveway, things along those lines. So this is kind of the perfect attachment to fill in some of those ruts. You're not going to be able to move a lot of material with it, but you can move a little bit of material and smooth things out. I actually got it on last night. Late last night. That's why I'm making a video today. And I did a little bit of work with it, just kind of playing around. I smoothed out a couple parts of the driveway, but I figured I would do a better video today now that it's daylight. Actually took off a little early from work to try to get some of this done because here it is December, and we're still seeing temperatures in the 40s, which is very, very unusual for this time of year. Normally it's inside only type of deal. In fact, our driveway is not even frozen yet. That's why I can use this stuff. Normally in December at this point, there's absolutely zero hope of you doing any type of dirt work with anything other than 100 plus horsepower tractor. So normally the X748 does not do any dirt work in December, much less mid-December. So let me get the camera set up, and I'll go over a couple projects that I need to do with it. So the first project I'm going to do, and sorry about the wind, it's windy here today, it's actually not a grading project at all. This back part of the driveway by the shed has a lot of individual small rocks in it. So I'm actually going to use this grader blade and tilt, basically angle the blade off to the side. And I'm going to move all the rocks over to what would be your right side of the driveway. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the camera underneath the tractor. That way you can kind of see the blade in action. I'm not going to do that much smoothing out, but I am going to move all those small rocks off to one side of the driveway. That way I can use a snowblower later this winter and not throw any rocks anywhere. that helped a little bit. Got a lot of the larger rocks up. By no means is it smooth. You know, this blade would definitely work a little bit better. And plus, I mean, I'm not very good at using it, but this blade would definitely work better if it was a bigger machine. It just doesn't have the weight to push stuff down. And this driveway, or you know, it would also work better if this driveway was a lot looser. But I mean, you can see some of the rocks that we're dealing with this in the driveway. Basically, the driveway we have is from a former former dairy actually, and so they would just bring in gigantic truckloads of boulders and stuff, and basically large river rock, and so the rock doesn't lock together all that well, and so the base on the driveway is not all that great. So that's just one of the issues we have moving forward. But I'm going to move on to another part of the driveway and we'll go from there. All right, let's really put it through its paces. This is where we did all the electrical work for the new building. So there's a trench cut across here, and now it's not anywhere close to having the swale in it that it needs to drain the water away from the house. So basically the water is going to come down right here. It's going to cut across the driveway, and it's going to come out like that, and then it's going to go down to the pond around that way. Well, there's I don't know if you can see the video, but right in that area right there, there's a big hump. And ultimately next spring, we're actually going to haul some more black dirt in here, and we're going to level all this out. But this winter, we still need a swale for the spring thaw, and make sure water can run away from the house. So what I'm going to try to do with this blade is we're going to try to make a swale in here. I've already made a couple passes just to test it out to see if it would do it, and it seems like it might. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come in here, basically kind of that middle line right there. We're just going to try to make a swale. So let's see how this goes. I got to put you out of the line of fire per se, so you're going to have to sit off to the side, but we'll see how it handles. Well, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get for this winter. One of the things I'm noticing right here is, even though I've got a hump right here, this particular area was exposed to some pretty cold temperatures a while back, several weeks ago. I don't know, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. It got down to 0, and all this other dirt's been disturbed, but this has been here for a while, and it just doesn't feel like, I mean, as hard as it is, I just don't think that that little light blade is going to do much in terms of scraping up anything. And you know, all this over here is loose and perfectly capable of getting it. I don't think that little area right there is going to, I think you're going to have to wait till spring until it thaws out. In fact, this right here, I actually got the 4066 after this right here. Oh, it's kind of loose on top. The other day, the 4066 wouldn't even scrape this, so it was still kind of frozen. But all this area right here was all frozen pretty hard, and so I know that it's going to be a pain to move. But I think we'll go back here and kind of bend down and look. I think we at least have a decent swale to get the water going away from the house. If you look down through there, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's kind of, I'm sitting in the middle of the swale. It's kind of, I don't really like this side much, and this side's got a nice slope to it, so you know, we'll do a better job in the spring. But I did need that, plus I use this kind of area as a pushing ramp for the 4066 with the snow pusher, because I actually piled the snow up right down there at the corner of that this grassy area, or dead grass area. So you know, I'll use this, so as long as it's smooth, it's not beating me to death with the 4066. And in the spring we'll get out, and I'll probably use the grader blade again in the spring. We'll get out here and we'll go ahead and we'll grass all this in, probably get 2 or 3 truckloads of black dirt, and I'll go ahead and get all this grass and everything, make the place look a lot better. So I think I'm going to do a little bit more with the driveway, and I can't really do much here. To show you what I was talking about earlier, you can see how our driveway has a lot of just this larger river rock, and there's absolutely nothing a blade is going to do for that. And I did try a couple, I don't know, probably a year and a half ago or so ago, I tried ripping this up with the rippers on the box blade, and frankly, I think that the driveway is what it is. You know, I fix what I can, but ultimately we plan to concrete this driveway, probably a couple years off, because it is very expensive to put everything in concrete. But ultimately we'll just have to get a motor grader in here to peel all that up and level it out, because the driveway actually has a hump in it, kind of in the middle here, and that causes all this water to run back towards the house, and that's not exactly what we want. So anyway, I think that's it for this video, and if you have questions, comments, I think this is a pretty cool attachment, leave them below. Thanks for watching.